Hey,
Say it with me, everybody. Welcome to the drum department, everybody.
Yeah. I missed it last week, man. Yeah. We were driving in my truck. We listened to it because it is a podcast.
It is.
We listened to it the whole way home.
Yeah.
And then everyone kind of told
We just
me what they didn't like about it afterwards.
Perfect. So this entire episode is going to be notes from Jared.
Yes.
No,
Just production notes.
It was, I gotta say, it was cool being in the listener's perspective because it was live and it was going on. We had the phone up so we can, peer what you're actually doing, but the audio one was great. It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to go off of that, yes, we are on the podcast platforms, everybody. So if you don't want to watch these mugs, I don't know why you wouldn't want to.
Your name's on screen when they go to you.
I know!
This is professional.
And every now and then we have, we got things we want to show.
Hey, do me. Is my name on?
Do Dave.
Where's my name? Oh, they have Kyle's name, but not my name.
Hang on. I can just, Dave.
Director
This is the
Can you hold that up next to him? There we go. There it is. Everybody, please welcome Dave. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we got a jam-packed show for you all today. I want to start first with thanking this week's sponsor. Yes, Diodario/Evans is sponsoring this episode. Thank you to our friends at Diodario/Evans. You can see right here above me, there is an Evans logo. There's one below me as well. And on this beautiful drum kit, we have some cool stuff we're going to talk about later. But thank you. In fact, we're going to be giving away the quiet cymbals and the quiet pads we're going to show off today.
What?
Nice.
Super cool.
Those are amazing.
Are they?
Yes.
I've never used them.
Unsolicited drum advice. Here we go.
No, well, so on the weekend, I was playing drums. I blew out a snare head, and
wow.
my kick drum head blew out as well. Same day. So I posted it. I posted it on Instagram, and like a couple hours later, the Diodario rep emailed me and say, "Hey, it's gutting me to see those pictures." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's kind of a dick move. I should not I'm not saying the quality's bad. I've used Evans for 10 years, so I ticked down the pictures and everything. I think Evans is the best heads." One of the most awesome drum companies. So
they are fantastic when it comes to customer service.
Yeah.
They make very consistent products. Yeah.
And this pack, you're giving this away?
We are. Yeah.
What's this worth, Kyle?
It's like
Thanks, Brandon.
around $700 US.
Oh, man.
It's their new DB1 product, or as was thankfully pointed out by Josh, one of our great engineers here. He's like, debone.
D-Bone.
Debone.
Debone.
DB1 or debone.
Brandon, can you play it? Is he allowed to play on
can.
this?
He can. We're not going to get his opinion yet, but we can.
No.
We might as well get a
Just-
little
Kyle, this
sneak
is-
peek.
I want you to hit as hard as you can, just to show everyone.
And if they
how
break,
does
we're going
it-
to post on social.
Well, this
And
this
then-
we are on
whatever
so
happens,
it's happening
yeah.
now.
In
Already
real
on
time.
social.
Let's get better.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, so low volume drum heads and cymbals.
There's certainly been a trend with practice pads and practice heads lately.
Yeah.
Like this is the second episode where we've had a product like this, which is really cool.
I feel like the tagline should be like, do you want to bug your neighbors less? Like, do you want them only to moderately be pissed
Right.
off?
They'll be pissed off regardless.
Yes.
Let's be real.
Boom, smack, crash, or thumpity, thumpity, thump, thump, thump.
I mean, it's not as bad, so
Yeah.
it's good.
It's good though. All right.
very good.
Okay. So in the news this week, a couple things I want to talk about. So Roland has introduced their brand new.
Oh, I thought you were going in the same place. Oops, sorry.
Yeah. Right.
Who did they buy now?
They've bought.
By now.
Did they buy us?
After purchasing D-Dub, they've put out now the Roland SPDSX Pro sample pad. Let's show the full picture here, everybody. So
Thought that was going to be a meme.
separated at birth. If you look at the one on the left, if you're listening to the podcast, listen to the side on the left. There is the SPDSX Pro. On the right is the Alesis strike pad. Do you think Roland maybe copied this pad? It sure looks the same.
Copied it?
But how do you
Influenced by it?
How do you make a cube or a square pad look much different than that? I mean, that's been the SPDS look for a long time.
The colors, the layout. I mean, I'm just saying that.
I mean, how do you innovate on a? It's like a square or a rectangle with squares and rectangles on it and buttons. What are you going to do aesthetically to make?
It should look like a Simon.
Then people are going to think it's a hand Sonic. Next gen.
Do you remember the Simon, that game?
Nice.
Imagine playing like a round pad like that.
Kyle, when did the first SPDS come out, and when did the first Alesis strike pack come out?
Okay, yeah. So Roland would predate the Alesis in this case, yes.
And I had one of their first SPDSs, and it didn't look much different than that.
Yeah, but my point is that the overall look and the aesthetic and the layout of the unit looks an awful lot like the Alesis. Do you not see that?
You're going to get an email from Michael Shack, is what you're
I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
I
questionable.
want a sternly worded email from him. Yeah, I'll take it.
This is not like a piece of music or anything like that. It's like it's hard to make it look differently. It's really what's inside of it that matters.
Yeah,
Kyle,
okay.
You're wrong on this one, Kyle.
No, because I think Alesis. I'm not saying Alesis is eating Roland's lunch here.
Okay.
But I'm saying maybe they're eating part of the appetizer because I think Roland realized, I'm not going to say they admitted defeat in that market, but I think there's certainly some cues there. I mean, they didn't have to make it look that similar, which I thought was interesting. So just some quick stats for you all so you know. The Roland pad, 9 pads, the ability to store 20,000 WAV files.
Nice.
I don't know what you'd put in there.
Yeah.
32 gigabytes internal storage, up to 200 drum kits on there. Sells for $11.99 US. Or the Alesis pad, 9 strike surfaces, 32 gigabyte storage, $7.99.
How do they only do 32 gigabytes in there? I got a terabyte on my phone. That thing's like 20 times the size of my phone. Like, get your stuff in order here, guys. 32 gigabytes?
Hot takes.
There's my hot take.
We're so angry today.
I'm angry. I don't want to have to carry on a hard drive.
I feel like I want Michael Shack to just come on and we can just fight with him.
That'd be great.
Wouldn't be the first time me and
I
Michael
know.
have argued about Roland
Well,
stuff.
I just think there's a secret of kind of vibe we were getting from the Roland rep at the festival.
But that's their vibe in
I know,
general.
and then they launched the SPDX Pro. I'm like, that's what you couldn't tell me? That's so secret. I'm like,
It was like 12 hours away. He's like, sorry guys, I
why
can't
would
tell
you
you.
build hype and like share?
He's like, check it out, the new Roland pen. That's what it was? Well, yeah.
I saw it 3 days later, and yeah, that's cool. Some people will like that.
Yeah.
So you're saying that he overhyped it and underdelivered?
I think that's that. It's kind of like when Steve Jobs talked about this. I think it was U2 or the Beatles getting on iTunes and just hyped it like crazy,
Right.
and then everyone's like, "This is it."
You remember when the Segway was this new, like, it was going to change the world, and it was this huge event, and it was just this 2-wheeled.
And then which seemed like a good idea until you saw someone on one, and you're like, that's not.
Yeah, I'm not using that.
People thought it was going to just be this amazing piece of tech, and it was a Segway.
But these strike pads, they're quite useful. I don't use them personally, but there's this
You
drummer.
can imagine that they're useful then.
No, but
You don't use
I've
them.
watched videos of people using
yeah,
them. So
okay.
there's this drummer called I think it's called 4 on the Floor Drummer on Instagram. And he has one in front in place of his toms.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So and then he does all this cool like electronic stuff. I thought it's a pretty nice application.
Yeah, we're going in a great direction with all this stuff for
Yeah.
sure.
I find like I use this quite often, like right or left side, but then hook external like foot pedals to it.
Yeah.
So you can get your tambourine on the foot
Yeah.
or your extra like 909 on the kick or
And
something.
they're
Yeah.
getting way more advanced with the tech in what you can do with the sounds in there now, and way more outputs, way more inputs. So you have multiple options for output source, which is really cool. I mean, I'm just teasing because I looked at the two side by each, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, which one's which?
I used to use my SPDS all the time, and then they released the TM2, and then I replaced my SPDS. I don't think I ever touched it since.
My other point here is that Roland has the ability to design anything they want. They didn't have to make it look exactly the same.
Yeah, but ultimately, I think we have to realize that a lot of the drum companies are trying to change the aesthetic of the stuff, but in reality, what they're truly selling there is software and the sounds and everything inside. It's really not about like a Tesla is just a phone on wheels. It's just a really good iPhone. It's not about the actual hardware of the car.
Interesting.
It's the software. It's AI.
I like that.
So,
Yeah.
I'll give Roland a pass for maybe the underwhelming cloak and dagger routine with you, because I mean, hey, 2 weeks before that, they had a pretty big announcement.
What was it?
Well, they purchased a little company called Drum Workshop.
Right.
And not to be outdone, this is breaking news.
This is way bigger news than that.
No, this is breaking
This is
news.
a new SPDS.
Now that's this new pen. No, there's much bigger news that you guys don't even know about yet.
Tell
So
us, Kyle.
Yamaha did not want to be They don't want to be overshadowed here. So they have been super aggressive this week, and they've been trying to find a company to purchase. So they went ahead and bought Yamaha drums, and then they realized they already owned it. So they high-fived each other and went back to work.
I'm giving you a round of applause for that one, Matt.
You practice.
That was good.
Delivery on point.
That was good, Matt.
Well, I had to do without a graphics. I didn't have time to make one.
Josh, we got to get a laugh track or something. So that's what we need.
Yeah, sound effect.
Or we use an SPD.
I know
But
you
I'm just
do.
imagining that. The guys at Yamaha are like, they open the email, Roland by his drum workshop, and like they look around, they got electronic drums, acoustic drums.
We're already there.
Well, the new Yamaha kit, speaking of aesthetics, the wooden shells that they have,
Yeah.
and the sounds, they said they re-recorded or redid all of the sounds. The interface, the module, is still not so good. I don't understand why they can't make that better. But ultimately, the new Yamaha kit, the textured cellular silicone pads, sound and feels amazing.
So you're a fan of the TCS technology, as the kids say.
Yes, it's a very good kit. I'd like to get one of those.
TCS. Like, no.
TCS. We're going to have one here actually in a few weeks.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, I want to talk about drum festivals. Because
Yeah, who cares?
who cares?
That's
And the answer is drummers care. And the reason I wanted to call it that was because it's a topic to start with. But there used to be a time and place for drum festivals and the videos that were created by those that were like watershed moments. The Weckl, Steve Gadd, Vinny Colaiuta trio. Anytime they did those videos, you'd go out and you'd either sneak into a music store and look for if they had a VHS player playing, I wonder if they're going to show it today, and you'd hang out in the store till they put it on. Oh, this is cool, or you'd buy the DVD or whatever, right? But now with the proliferation of the internet, man, this stuff's just everywhere. So is the need for a festival the same?
Well,
Do you have the same sort of awe effect? And that's what I want to talk about because we've done a festival. You just came from a drum festival.
Yep.
And what's the word on the street, Jared?
the first festival I ever saw was when I was 15.
Okay.
And my drum teacher took me to see Simon Phillips, Harry Bozio,
Yeah.
Horatio El Negro Hernandez, Jack DeJohnette, Matt Cameron. That's the first time I met Dom Famularo.
Yeah.
That's the time I met Derry Major, back in the Derry Major days. I don't know if
Sure.
he's still at Tom Lee. And back then, there wasn't this whole focus on the content from it. And so I think just like magazines have struggled to transition from what drum festivals were to what they need to be, that's what we saw too at the festival we were at. It's a beautifully run festival that Ralph has done, Ralph Angelillo Drum Fest. But there wasn't this element of almost like internationalization or this bigger vision behind it.
Okay.
It was very much, let's just capture the performances here with the people that are here and the industry that's here. And it's just a self-contained experience.
Okay.
I think festivals need to think broader. How can we get content from this? How can we do behind the scenes footage? How can we get more perennial value from it? Because ultimately, there's festivals are like a huge loss when you look at the costs associated with doing them versus like what people actually make from them. So you have to try and think broadly, a little bit bigger, and expand that
Right.
to make funds on the content. To try
Spend
and-
more, go all the way with it, and make it as appealing to all as you can.
Yeah, that's what we did with ours. We lost a lot of money on our
Right.
festival initially, like a lot. Too much that I want to say it right now. And so it was like that moment afterwards. I'm like, oh, it's like a punch.
A few cell phones on wheels worth.
So, but then because we were able to leverage that content and all that, like we probably broke even-ish.
Yeah,
what-
I think so. What I was going to say though is that that first drum festival that you went to, it was so impactful. Like, you know, it probably changed your life for the better in terms of where you were going to go and what kind of things you're going to study and all that. And we can't really sometimes put a price on that,
Right.
You know. But now we're in a position where maybe we're the ones that should be doing some more festivals, like we just did the one, but the economics get in the way, right? And should that be the reason? I mean, I know at some part of it has to be because you have to be able to keep pushing forward.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable otherwise, right? But at the same time, like, how could you take that away from, like, we're here to build more drummers and to build more excitement around the drums, and those are perfect for that, right?
Totally.
But the one thing I will say, and I think you noticed it too, was with the Quebec Drum Festival that we were just at, there was maybe a half dozen kids there.
Yeah.
Out of like the 700
enough
kids there.
Yeah.
Not
So-
enough kids.
So if we do another festival, what I want to do now, just like speaking way ahead of the gun because we have nothing on the schedule at this point. But I first want to release like 30% of tickets to all the music schools in town, and almost give the kids like $10 or $20 tickets.
Yeah,
which is way like you're not going to make any money off.
It's not about the money though.
It's not about the money.
Yeah,
but get like 30 or 40% of the seats filled with kids to come there so they can experience the drumming culture.
Okay, so.
Love that.
I know that for me too, like my first drum clinic was like, it changed my life. And I think there's not a person sitting here. So I want to share those stories. So Dave, what was your first clinic?
My first, one of the ones that I remember.
When you got that thing stuck up your butt?
That's my first time in the medical clinic. Yeah.
Still clinic.
God damn. It's still a clinic.
Wait.
All right, so
It changed my life.
Was it drum related?
It definitely changed my life. Okay. But the one that I remember the most, I was actually older. It was Gavin Harrison. He came and played some hall in Vancouver. It was like a half school, half church. I don't know what it was.
Was it the Masonic Hall?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the guy just blew me away, and he inspired me in a new way. He said one thing that stuck with me. He's like, "Look, I saw these kids playing really, really fast," and he says that's a young man's game. He says, "I'm not going to keep up with that." So he decided to put his focus on more like rhythmic illusions, displacement, polyrhythmic stuff, really cool sounding rhythms that are complex. And he built a career off of that, not trying to be the fastest at the time. And that was a perfect time for me to hear that because I was practicing Dragon Force to see how fast I can get my feet up, right? So to me, it really impacted me, and I built a relationship with Gavin just from that festival.
Fascinating.
So, yeah, that was mine.
But that was after, like, you've been playing for a while, though.
I think I was like 19 or maybe.
Okay.
So
and Jared, you were probably pretty early on when you saw that, the big festival you saw?
But prior to that, my first actual drum clinic was Dave Weckl.
Oh, well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which one?
He was in like some 10th floor or
Masonic Hall. It was the when he did the Oak Custom Clinic.
Yeah.
The black kit.
I don't think so, man.
The Masonic Hall got a lot of clinics.
We did them in Vancouver there. Yeah.
This was in '97 or '98.
Okay, it's before that.
Yeah, and so I was with my teachers. I just remember Dave came out and sat in the front row when the guy was introducing him. I just remember him biting his nails.
Interesting.
He bites his nails. The guy's like a drummer. Doesn't he have to like protect his hands and bubble wrap or something?
Just sitting there like this.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, exactly. Just like getting them air dried.
Can you please hand me my sticks? Thanks.
He literally blew my mind though, man. Like my first as a young kid.
Literally.
That's a pretty high bar to start with.
Yeah.
Brandon, your first clinic.
For me, it was Dom.
Oh, jeez.
That was in 2011
Unbelievable.
in Abbotsford. And I remember I walked in and like the kit was set up sideways.
Yeah.
And I had never seen a drum kit set up sideways.
That's
why
weird.
would you do that?
Yeah.
So that like blew my mind. I'd never been to like a workshop like that.
Okay.
And then after that, it was Victoria Drum Fest.
Oh, okay.
Peter Erskine, Dave Weckl. Were you on that one?
I was in between Peter Erskine.
You were in
and Dave
between.
Weckl.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So that was the first festival
Tough crowd.
I ever went to, but
Peter was sleeping when I was doing my set, and Dave didn't care to watch.
Right. Okay. So I don't know if that's taking the pressure off or making it worse.
It was good.
I don't know. It's like it wasn't interesting enough for Dave to watch.
What about yours,
maybe
Kyle?
he taped it separately and didn't tell you.
No,
he didn't.
Kyle, what was your first festival?
He was busy doing this. I'm just waiting.
air dry the hands.
I'm getting them. Okay, so
yours. Yeah.
You guys have way better stories than I do. Mine's just gonna be funny. So my brother's like, my brother is probably my biggest drum influence. He's the guy that I looked up to, still do, and I wanted to play drums because he played drums. So when I was like 12 or 13, he's like, "You're going to a drum clinic." I'm like, "What's a drum clinic?" He's like, "Don't you worry about that. We're gonna go do this thing." So we go to it's Winnipeg at the convention center, it's a big ballroom, and there's this massive drum kit, like massive. And I'm like, "What's going on here?" So who's the drummer, I ask, and he says, "It's AJ Perro from Twisted Sister."
Oh, nice.
So I spent my first clinic was literally there was something about that visceral thing.
Yeah.
And he's a terrible teacher. He was just there to like sell Ludwig drums, and I think he was playing Zildjian cymbals at the time. And it was just like, and the comically large drums.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And he was just hitting as hard as possible. And this is like in that era. This is like this is a little bit after their like massive time, but like only a couple years. So
Yeah.
it was like, so I was like, Okay, I could see why a person would want to do this. All right. But I will say this. At his level, what he was doing, I was like, well, I could probably do that. You know, like Michael, I'd be like, that's magic, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, your first one was or Gavin Harrison. I mean, that's now at 19 or so. You might have a shot at processing that.
He had those little chime cymbals he
Yeah.
was doing.
Yeah.
That little,
You're like,
way above me.
wait, what's happening?
Yeah.
How fast is your double kicker, man? And Dom, I mean, does it get better than that?
It's like the whole. I just remember like the cymbal swiping that he does like underneath. I'm like, what?
Okay, everybody out there in the chat on YouTube, Facebook, Drumeo members area, what was your very first clinic if you've been to a clinic? And I mean, do we qualify as a clinic? We might. We might be that first moment for a lot of folks.
That's the thing, right? And you want to be able to create that experience. Be a part of their story.
That's a lot of pressure now.
Be part of their story.
Well, don't think about it. Just do the
Don't
work.
think. Don't think. Just do. So, I think you nailed it when you talked about sort of the macro micro thing with the festival. It's like you said, done almost like a small club, and then you're like, no, we need to open the doors all the way on this.
Yeah, to a certain extent, because there's value in being there for the people who want to attend and have the means to attend, because it's obviously more expensive to go and spend a couple days. But then we also have to have this element of something that makes it worldwide, something that's more economical, whether that's through pre-filmed content or live streaming. And I'm playing at the Tam Tam Drum Fest in November. They have this beautiful drum festival out there, which
It's at Spain.
it's in Spain,
Yeah.
Seville, and they are filming it and live streaming it, and it's a music store that's putting it on.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so
Brilliant.
I've heard, like, I talked to Todd Zuckerman about it, and Todd's like, it's an amazingly well-run festival.
Is the Quebec Festival done now? Are they doing another one?
He said it will. Ralph said it will continue, but he didn't say how
Ooh, KG.
or who. Yeah.
Jared.
Well, it's funny.
Was he looking at you when he said it?
We were
Probably.
at breakfast before the festival, and the festival, I think it was Sunday, and there was two attendees there, didn't know them at all. They looked over and said, oh, you guys are from Drumeo. And both of them said, I hear that you guys are taking over the Drum Fest next year. I'm like, we haven't even heard about this.
Wow, yeah.
So there was a lot of chatter going on. We haven't made any decisions, obviously.
Seeing some great stuff in the chat here. Nico McBrain was the first clinic. That'd be a great first clinic.
Nice.
Be like, you can have that much fun playing the drums? Nigel Williams says, John Heisman. Do you guys know who John Heisman is? The band Coliseum. Also, I forget who else he played with. You're looking at me like you know, Tyson.
It sounds.
He's thinking. I posted this really weird clip. Did you guys see that weird clip I posted of the British duo doing Pinball Wizard all kind of schmaltzy?
Yeah.
That's John Heisman.
I didn't know if that was a joke at first when you posted it. But it was pretty cool.
It's for real, but it's pretty campy.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the duo. It's going to come to me in a second.
It
but
says, hey, John Heisman is an American football, baseball.
that's a different.
basketball
That's Joe
player.
Heisman.
That's John Heisman.
Oh, it is too.
Are you sure you got the right
Yeah,
name?
Jon. Yeah, I'm sure.
That's JOH.
Oh, wow. Don't be all offended. Just 'cause I-
I'm not.
Literally Googled
I'm not
you.
offended. I'm just disappointed.
Oh, an English drummer.
There you go. Yeah. John Heisman's the drummer in that video. And there's a solo in the middle of that video. It's great. And it's funny because people watch the video and they're going, why did you post this? I'm like, you didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah. No, I watched the show. It was good.
Double bass. And I forget what the drum kit is. It's some like crazy British build from back in the 70s. It's amazing. Who do you want to see in clinic? Who would be who do we want to see? Like, what's the big draw these days? Like, is it Estepario? Is it, I don't know, like...
Yeah, that's a good
Is it
question.
still Weckl? Is it...
Because I know who I'd want to see, and I have a clear vision of like this is what would complete it for me. But
Wow.
but I don't think it would be as big of a thing for a lot of
Share
us.
with us, Dave.
And I don't want to share it
No,
because
no, you're
I want to
up
do
first.
it.
You're
I
up
want to
first.
do
Not
it for
that
our
clear.
festival.
You're up first.
I want to do it for our festival. Okay, should I say?
Oh, no, don't say that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we have a really cool plan.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say.
Someone's
but-
going to else.
That's a
do
waste
it.
of 30 seconds now.
That's
Thanks.
a waste.
You never get that back.
Okay, give us your B choice then.
My B choice. I liked the bands. Like when we did our festival, we had about 5 bands.
Yeah.
And even the Quebec festival that we just did, they had bands too. And I'm really getting more into that because I think what we do on Drumeo at our level is we do mini festivals or mini clinics, right? When you have one of the drummers come up, play a track. You know, Chris Coleman at the Drumeo festival would probably be very similar to Chris Coleman in our studio here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really like the band style. I would like to see a festival where there's more bands. I mean, that's...
Love it.
Yeah.
With the focus on the drums.
With the focus on the drums.
One guy I'd like to see is Tower of Power. and I want like when I saw them the one time, it was at that place in the
Seattle.
Jazz Alley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were side stage. We had an amazing view, and I'm like,
Great
this
place to see
is
them.
perfect because we get to watch David play the entire night. And so if we like brought the drums to the front, and then we filmed it all, and then put all the band members around him. For once, it could be like Tower of Power with a feature on Mr. Garibaldi.
Yeah.
And then that's how we would film it and kind of
I like
differentiate.
that.
Yeah, that's
it'd
cool.
be cool, hey? Tyson, you like that? Yeah, man.
One of the things I found interesting in Quebec was I walked in for a few performances, and I walked in when Simon was teaching his like double bass kind of like mini course that he was doing, and everyone had their phones out and they were recording so that they could go home and practice. But when I forget his last name, Tommy Clufetos, he was doing the crazy like John Bonham, Bill Ward style stuff, and no phones are out, but everyone's just watching. But I thought it was really interesting that the moments that people want to take home with them are the ones that are educational.
Yeah.
But everyone is still like, they're just focused on the playing when they're soloing.
That in itself is the hard part with drum clinics and festivals, is that there is an element of performance and entertainment and often an element of education. They're hard to do in the same setting because they're different things. You want to keep your audience engaged by entertaining them, but then you go into a lesson, it's hard because if you have 700 people, you can't teach one thing to them because they're not all going to get it.
Simon did a good job of it, though.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah. And I think the thing about the festival compared to like someone just creating a video or doing education that way is like Simon it was the energy of the room combined with his teaching in the moment. Yeah. Him like making little mistakes. It's so endearing.
His cue cards in French.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
He did a good job. He did
it was so good.
So yeah, I mean there are so many cool things you can do in that setting, and I love that technology has brought us all so much closer together, so we can do way cooler things than we could do before and get them out so much faster. You can imagine like in the old days they'd film it on VHS, I suppose, or beta, and then they'd have to edit it, and that took forever, and then if it didn't turn out, oh well, we didn't know. Now it's like we have so many more options, like you said, like putting Mr. Garibaldi, I love that, up front. I think that's awesome to give him that respect. But also, it's just that's a great idea. And putting the drummer in their natural habitat seems to be a big thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to show some pictures that we have from you guys captured at the Quebec Festival. This is Jared.
It's the Yamaha kit.
So the gentleman to the right of you there,
He's picking his
to the
nose.
left actually, he's picking his nose. That's the Yamaha rep, hoping you don't hate that drum kit. That's what that picture
No,
is.
that's just after he finished mocking me for dressing up. They just kept saying how ridiculous
Says
I
the guy in
was.
the t-shirt.
Yeah, right?
I would. By the way, I know Joe very well. He's a lovely human being. I also would never take any fashion advice from him. Not any.
That's fair.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree with that.
But that kit sure looks good. We're going to have one here very soon to show off to you guys. Show the next picture, please. All right, I wanted to post this picture because this is actually, to me, what drum festivals and clinics are all about. And it's what this show is about.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there we've got Josh, who's actually running the show today behind all the controls. We got Brandon, we got Dave, fantastic drummer from Victoria, Marie Creed,
Yeah.
a sideways Jared Falk, and Dirty Hobo Santa, a.k.a. Ron Danette.
Dirty Hobo Santa. I'm changing that in my contacts.
Yeah, Dirty Hobo Santa. But it's about the community of drummers and drumming, and it's such a small world. Like, especially like festivals, it's also a big thing for the vendors because they can show off new gear in like the best setting possible. It's like all these people watching and this amazing artist and these cool lights and all these cameras. What better way for them to show off their cool stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those hangs, it's just something that's so unique with drummers.
Well, we had a hang the last night with a bunch of industry people too, which I think I sent to Josh. I don't know if he has it on.
What else we got there, Josh? Let's keep going. Oh yeah, I want to show this one too. Just drummers are cool. We got Simon Phillips and Jonathan Barber. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
Jonathan Barber is so good.
He is on another level.
Am I the only person that is surprised how much taller Brandon is than both of them?
I know, right?
It was a hill. He was on a hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
A linoleum mountain. Yeah.
The Linoleum Mountain.
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, it's funny. Simon Phillips with a kit that size, It's amazing. What's going on here?
Yeah, so here we go. So this was on the very last night.
look at
and-
Oh my
Rio.
goodness.
Yeah, and the reason why I said this one is because there's people in there from all over the place, and this is actually before or after a lot of people had left. But we had Tama folk in there, we had DW folk in there, we had Pearl in there, we had Yamaha in there. Didn't matter. Like the drum scene is so cool. It doesn't matter what brand you're representing, or if you're a complete competition with each other. At the end of the day, we're all having beers.
Yeah.
And it was a cool camaraderie.
You'll see those guys. They'll Yamaha and Roland guy might be sitting there and be like, "Yeah, I saw that new E8010.
Yeah.
That's really cool."
I
guys."
know. I know.
Don't tell anybody. I'm gonna buy one. And there's something really cool about that because it's just honest. You know, and it's such a small world.
Yeah.
What else we got there, Josh? That's great. I love that. Oh yeah, it's the Drumeo booth.
This is our little corner. We had a corner upstairs by Roland and by
Ebenor
and
Headhunters.
Headhunter Sticks. Yeah, it was a loud corner, but actually all of our gear, our swag, didn't end up making it. So we made do. We had a little Carey Price jersey on the top because we're in Montreal.
Is he a drummer?
No, he should be though.
I don't get it then.
I don't get it.
We weren't in Montreal.
No, but we're in Quebec. I'm just saying, you think that.
Close as
I was
possible.
surprised how many people didn't like that. They're like, I'll save it for someone who actually wants to win, who's a Montreal
You
fan.
can sell it.
Like, why don't you
You
sell it?
win.
It's a signed jersey.
Like, come on.
But it was good. We had a lot of people come to the booth, and we got to show on the website, and just fun. It was like hurry up and wait because when the actual drummers were playing, it was just dead.
sure,
on.
yeah.
And then you had like 20 minutes or 30 minutes of just people coming through, and then it's just quiet again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any others there? We got. Oh, here's what's this? Oh, this is the staging area.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's Simon's platform.
Simon's plinth.
So it's all marked. So it's two pieces
Oh, gosh.
that are hinged together with pins, and then everything is marked. So you just put the bass drum down, and everything kind of just walks together like Lego.
Simon's tech didn't arrive in time, and so there's me. I think Joe from Yamaha's there helping him out. And here's another
take
thing.
in time out of that line.
Yeah, and here's another
Just
thing.
didn't
It's like,
arrive.
No, it's
He did eventually. Yes.
yeah, but it was communicated, but there was
yeah.
Hey, but it happens.
He did
Things
show up.
happen. Yeah.
yeah.
But it didn't matter. We all helped them out. We all jumped
Yeah.
in. Like
Yeah.
Joe's even sitting there. It's like, man, this is not even a Yamaha artist, but I'm helping
Yeah.
this guy out.
Yeah.
You know?
Meanwhile, Joe's boss giving him the side eye the whole time. What are you doing?
Yeah. Did you cut his drums while you're setting it up?
Did you finish with Senri before you went over to help Simon?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. But yeah, the USS Simon Phillips though is quite a machine. Mm-hmm. It's quite something. It's amazing. Anything else there, Josh? I don't know what else we got. Oh yeah.
And then we've got something from Dave a little bit later.
Okay, let's see the video of Simon. I want to see the action. Simon in action building
Oh.
something. Should be good.
So here's Tamara.
Love it.
Oh yeah.
In case you ever wondered if your drum heroes get involved.
This is a guy, Simon, who isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. He grabs the hammer. He's hammering because he knows the problems with
Yeah.
it because he's toured with it before. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, you got to bend it this way a little bit. He's like, come on, and yeah, I didn't have his tech there. So
For any of you who don't know, when he came out to the studio, he actually brought a blueprint with him because he built the plinth himself and then shipped it here. And he laid it on the front floor of the studio. He had a drum case full of power tools, and then he built
no
everything.
way. That
Like
is
all
so
marked
awesome.
out. Yeah.
That should be the name of his next solo record. Simon Phillips, drum case full of power tools.
Yes.
Vix picks his drummers with hammers. Yeah.
Do you think he has like a Tama cordless drill? Because
Maybe he does.
I could see Tama getting into that scene for sure. So Dave, I understand
Oh, I got a hot take.
you've got a hot take
Oh.
for us.
Is that a segment? We're gonna make this a
time?
segment.
It's time to roll. What do we got?
So I go on TikTok every now and then, and and then once in a
and
while,
then.
I'm on TikTok a lot. all right?
Dave.
But anyway, there's this one drum one that came up. This is a while ago. I saw it, and it's this drummer doing something unbelievably fast. And I'm looking at his technique, and he's killing it. And it's not sped up. And I messaged him after, man, if you did that for a minute straight, you would blow the record away for a single stroke speed. So I'm gonna watch the video, and then tell me what you guys think. Do you think he'd?
I feel like you're setting us up for something.
Yeah.
No. I'm not.
Something
It's gonna
is
be a
missing.
duck
This is-
playing a drum, isn't it?
This is a legit hot take.
Okay.
All right, Josh, show the clip.
Oh, this dude.
Oh, it's this guy. Yeah.
Riccardo?
Yeah.
That's the definition of block grip if I've ever seen
320
it.
beats per minute. Just wait. One hand, guys. Here comes two.
I'm not so impressed yet. Oh, there we go.
Listen to this.
Yeah. He's got some special technique. And he can use
Listen to that.
He can use it. Have you heard him play?
Really? So he can actually apply like.
In music, he'll just go
Yeah.
either hand.
Like
on
it's insane. I don't get impressed by that kind of stuff often because I'm watching those kind of videos all the time.
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I'm like, okay, this is on another level. This is legit. Because I've seen people do the Twitch, where it's like basically useless if you go behind the kit.
Yeah.
But he was doing it all. It looked like he had his finger motions moving, and then I'm like, there's no way he's going to put them together and play them, back to back. And then he does. It's like 320 beats per minute, 16th notes for 60 seconds. How much is that? That's like
Lots.
1,400.
I'm not good at math.
It's a lot of
But
hits.
it would blow the record
Yeah.
away. Right?
Okay, so what's his name? Riccardo?
Riccardo Merlini.
Merlini.
Merlini, that's right. Yeah. I want that guy here with a slow-mo camera. I want to see exactly what's happening there. Because that footage is cool, but the frame rate doesn't even keep up with what his hands are doing.
Yeah.
I believe that it's real. I do. But I can't even tell in the video. It's like, it's literally not doing him justice.
So he does. I've been following him for a year, maybe 2 years now. He does actual camps where people will come to him just to study that technique.
Wow.
And I've seen a video of him at the Room of Drummers where he's taught that too.
No kidding.
Yeah, and they're doing it not to his level. But he's also like a really proficient teacher and
Nice.
drummer. He has his own courses and stuff like
So,
that.
I mean,
Well, there you go.
so he's not just doing that technique saying this is the way to the future.
No, he
See-
teaches just drums in general.
See, I didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't know that. He just came up on my For You page or whatever, and I just like, there's no way that's real. I'm trying to find the fact that it's sped up, and then I couldn't. And then all of a sudden, I see him put them together, and it just blew me away. I'm like, okay, I got to see if you guys have seen anything like that.
And there's the other side of that too, where it's like the it's the technique versus the groove guys, as they say, right? It's like, whoa, yeah, but could he play Rosanna? What's the point of that, man?
Classic.
It's so I don't get it. Like if he doesn't understand what Philly Joe's doing, what's he doing with that? That's just out of context,
I don't know if it's perfect timing, but John Wooten just joined us.
saw.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, John. Did you see that video we just said? If not, I'll send it to you again. But that's some fast hand technique for singles.
Yeah.
And super clean.
Yeah.
Like
It's like hands not even moving.
that's why I'm sort of like, I think that's real, but it's so close. It's
Oh,
like,
it's real.
Yeah, it's gotta be real.
I'm sure it is. Well, he's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
I've seen him post all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And he could probably, I don't know if he could do a minute, but it doesn't look like he's getting terribly tired
Yeah.
doing that.
No, and he didn't look like he was getting tired.
He's not working at all. It's like his hands aren't even moving.
John Wooten says, yes, he is
he's
a freak.
When you've got
It's not
Dr.
just me.
Throwdown saying you're a freak.
He's legit a freak, but
He knows what's up.
in a good way.
Nice.
Okay, before I forget, but I would be remiss to remind you all that we are, to our members, giving away this awesome DB1 or Evans D-Bone, depending on how you like to
Box.
pronounce
An
it.
Devo.
unopened box.
Yes, silent practice set. So you got the mesh heads, the cymbals. We're gonna review this soon, but we're gonna give it away to our members. And those of you watching on YouTube, I'm gonna wait. This is good.
Nice.
Wait,
This is good.
Does it come with the cymbals?
Just
too?
put your
Yeah.
hands down.
Someone loses an ear. So.
What are you doing? I'm not-
So in this, you
That's
get
not how I would have used it.
you get the heads. You get the heads and the cymbals.
How's it going, Dave?
But just leave it here for the rest of the show.
There we go.
Guys, I still want to be a part.
Dave, you're a prize. Yeah, that's worth, like they say, about $700. And for those of you watching on YouTube, we're going to give away a year's membership to Drumeo as well. So stick around. You have to be here to win, because
Nice.
otherwise, that's not fair. You got to put some skin in the game.
Last time you didn't go by that.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
I did too.
We had a 30-second.
Darn tootin' I did.
Man.
Yeah, you were.
Oh yeah. Okay. What did I do then?
You just moved on. Oh, this is the winner. Okay, the next winner. Go review the footage. Let's review the footage in super slow motion.
Get into this
Super
right
slow
now.
motion.
Do you?
We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got to.
We can take a break. Everyone doesn't mind waiting, right?
Yeah.
I'll get Brandon to play a bossa nova
Yeah.
for 5.
But do you need my timer?
All you hear is muffled yelling and we come back in. Turns out Jared was right. All right. It's got such a nice
always
roll,
there for you.
nice lilt to it. It sounds so good. All right, I'm super excited about this next segment, everybody. So I'm going to start by asking each of you. This is important. So I want to know what you like about the stuff you have for your gear, like what you have and why you like the sound of your drums. I'm not going to worry about your cymbals. I want to know, like, Dave, do you have birch or maple or eucalyptus or
Eucalyptus.
spotted owl? I don't know. Like, what have you got, and why do you like it?
Dave doesn't play drums anymore, though. He just plays accordion.
If you still play drums, what would it be?
Are you serious? I still play drums. First off,
play
for the
accordion.
record, I do play accordion. Hi, Kate.
He chooses not to. He's a gentleman.
I'm a gentleman. So for years I had an acrylic kit, and I got.
I see.
And I had that. I see. I had that because it was nice and bright, and loud, and it also looked really cool on stage. I had the lights on there, so it was an aesthetic reason.
Do you still have that?
I still
the
do.
ones with the lights? Because you installed that.
I installed the lights, custom with little dongles in there, so you just plug them all in. You can have someone on the side of the stage. So what I would do is I would have our set list, and then I'd have a friend that I would give the set list to, and I put a color behind each set list or song.
Nice.
And then he would have the remote sitting behind the side of the stage, so when we change a song, like it's about something's going to be red, so you switch the kit to red. So it was like a little cheap little production, but it worked. It was great, and that's why I used those drums.
Okay, and so, but you like the sound. Like, what's the characteristic of that sound that you liked?
You know, I don't like that term characteristic because you throw around so many cheesy late.
I might be setting you up for something.
Yeah,
so
I
beware
think you
of
are
that.
because I know Tyson's probably going to be back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like, tell me the
Ignore the
characteristic.
man behind the curtain.
It sounds like a great drum set. I'm going to use the term bright and loud and boomy, but realistically, it just sounded good to my ears.
Punchy is my
Punchy.
favorite term. I used to sell drums. Doesn't it sound punchy? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sound
Okay,
like
Jared.
drums.
Yes.
And I know you have an affinity for all drums.
Yes.
Let's say that. I'll ask it this way because you like to change it up.
Yes.
What is currently your favorite thing and why?
Well, my favorite set of all time is the Yamaha recording.
That
custom.
still is?
Nice.
Yeah, it's always my go-to.
Oh.
It's always what I've fallen back on.
And you're right. So,
Yeah.
go on.
What do you mean?
I agree.
because you're the same.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you're
no,
right.
Of all the drum
Objectively
sets I have, I have a lot of Yamaha recording.
Yes, you
custom.
do. Uh-huh.
But yes, I like them because they're versatile. They sound consistently good.
Yeah.
They sound different but good with each type of head combinations.
Yep.
They sound great when they're tuned super low. You can get them to sound tubby.
Totally,
And
yeah.
they sound great when you want to just crank them up and play something higher pitch. So I just love the versatility of it. They work in any situation.
Okay.
And in addition to that, they're super well made. The finishes, the bearing edges, like you could you could just throw them in your vehicle without cases,
Yeah.
and they will survive many years.
Okay.
But they'll be banged up.
So, acrylic kit, recording custom, which is a birch drum.
Yeah.
Okay. Brando, what's your favorite?
I played maple drums for probably 10 years.
What do you play now?
I play a broadcaster, and before that I played a Pearl Masters.
Oh, right, yeah.
But most of the drums I played have all been like really thin shells.
Okay.
I remember like years ago I was debating between a Pearl Reference and like a really thin shelled Masters kit.
Sure.
And I went with the Masters, and I found that at that time I was playing a lot more jazz, and I like to tune everything way higher. And I found when I did like rim shots on the toms, it would just open up a lot more. And in general, I like to tune my drums usually higher than normal. So for that kind of stuff, it all worked really well. But
Generalizing, acrylic, birch, maple.
Yeah, but he's a Gretchen Dorser now.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't say that.
I play a broadcaster.
Okay. But
Yeah.
Just relax.
people don't know what that is, though.
Yes.
Gretsch broadcast.
Yes.
Jared doesn't know what that is.
Well, I wouldn't have known like a year ago.
Jared. You got to go on the
Roland-
intranets. The
Roland
intranets.
broadcast.
I'm
Yes.
never online.
Roman.
Well,
I need to be
actually,
online more.
that's kind of true, actually,
Kind of
these
is.
days, because it's kind of true.
Kinda, I'm
Or
not
it's a
wrong.
guitar.
I'm not wrong.
I like that.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're gonna have Gretsch samples in all the new Roland kits? I like that.
Let's make it happen.
For me, I agree with I totally align with Jared here on the birch drums. My main two sets are birch shells. One is recording custom. The other one is the same drum with different hardware.
Do you have the Nouveau or what type of?
Okay, I love Yamaha drums. I do not like anything quick release. So my birch kit has their old. I actually had them make me a new drum, but with the original absolute lugs.
Yeah.
So because I've never been in that much of a hurry where I had to take the friggin' lugs off the drum
Yeah,
and
right.
change the drum
Yeah.
head. That's a whole other conversation.
Well, I think the purpose of those were so you don't lose the tension rod. Not necessarily so it's easy to. I know.
I get it. I just don't.
I'm not
care.
trying to sell you.
No,
one.
no,
I think
no.
they're a pain.
It's all good.
But that's just me.
So why am I asking? Why am I asking what sounds do you like? Because this segment is called "Are We Full of It?" Because
Oh yes, we are.
We totally
100%.
are.
we are.
I
And-
need to know. The answer, we were at
When I was thinking about this, we can apply this. This is a segment we can do for the next 3 years and not ever run out of content, because it's like our pedals, it's our hardware, it's our drum heads. There's so many things that marketing has convinced us that we need, and we've started buying into some of them, and then sometimes we realize it's not a big thing, right? Now there is a video that Jared and Bruce Becker did, a couple of things where you guys are doing blind taste tests, right, on snare drums. You weren't licking them or anything, but audio tests.
That didn't make the final.
Ground them up.
I was surprised at how wrong you guys were.
Yeah, well, it's a lot harder than.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Are
So-
we doing that right now?
What we're gonna do today, Tyson, the man behind the curtain.
All right.
Everybody, please say hello to Tyson.
Hi,
He's
Tyson.
our
Hi, Tyson.
warehouse manager and drum tech extraordinaire.
Yes.
So I'm taking part in this as well because I don't know what he chose.
Is there a
Because you're
Tyson
full of it
cam?
too.
Is there a Tyson?
There is
cam?
not. This is intentional. He's mysterious.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's like the puppet master.
That's
Behind
right.
a curtain, too.
Puppets.
Or a rug.
You're saying we's puppets? You were not wrong about that.
You know.
Speaking for myself, of course. So everybody's been given a Drumeo card and a Sharpie.
Oh, that's what this is for.
Tyson
Yes, sir.
informs me that we have 3. Today we're going to do snare drums.
Okay.
So you've done
Alright.
this before. Jared has an advantage. He's done this before.
I practiced.
There's 3 drums, okay, and they're going to be the same size. So they're all 6.5 by 14.
Okay.
Same
and
head?
Same head, same tuning, as close as we can get.
As close as I can get it.
I will ask a couple of questions because why not? Same snare wires.
Yes, actually.
Nice.
So 6.5 by 14. They're all our drums.
They're all your
presumably.
drums.
Yes,
They're
okay,
all
so-
actually off the shelf right here.
Okay, so I have a pretty good idea.
I think so.
Same head,
They are
same bottom.
They're stock Drumeo drums. They're drums. You didn't go and get something from somewhere else, like out of a
Did not.
dumpster
There
or
are
anything.
drums that you've all seen on these shelves.
And that doesn't help. We have like a zillion snare drums.
Not all
Are you
6.5 by
narrowing down?
14.
You
Not all
categorizing them?
6.5 by
If
14.
I'm going to
so-
guess which one. I know I won't guess a 5 by 14.
Okay, so same
That's
bottom
good.
head, same bottom edge, same
Strategy.
top edge.
Top, same bottom, same wires.
Hadn't gone that
I'll
far
still
with
fail
this.
though.
Same stick you're going to be striking them with.
Same stick.
Same velocity.
Same stick, same drummer.
Yes.
So are we listening with
So,
headphones?
okay,
or
great
what's
question.
this?
So, no, take your in-ears out for this.
Okay.
Everybody watching and listening out there, we want your guesses as well. Now, what other parameters? Now, you're gonna have. Do we get to find out what the 3 drums are? So we're picking between them. So we get to categorize them.
I could give you the wood types.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we're guessing the brand or the
No.
wood type? I
What
guess
the
not
okay
type.
wood type
Yeah.
and what day they were made? No.
The patent
So
number.
wood type. Okay, and if I understand you correctly, I believe one of the drums would be considered not a professional level drum.
No, all 3 are professional level drums.
Okay.
They are.
And are they all wood?
They are all wooden drums.
Ooh.
Okay, what are the wood types we got to choose from?
No, don't we have to guess that?
I thought he was going to
That's
give us.
insane, though.
It's a little insane.
That's a
but
little bit
I-
insane.
So well, it's just as
Okay, what are the
insane as
3
trying to guess the
choices?
brand.
Should I give you 3 or more?
Ooh.
I like that idea.
Give
Okay,
us 4.
give us 4.
I'm giving you 4.
Listening.
We've got birch.
Birch,
We've got maple.
maple,
We've got mahogany.
mahogany,
And we've got
something else.
something else. A softer wood.
Oh, nice.
So that's the one that's the.
Jeez, do you think that's the one that he doesn't have?
You have a softer wood drum.
Okay, softer wood.
It's not a normal drum.
I'm just gonna write down softer wood.
I'm scared to say what it is because so I'm saying it's a softer wood that they wouldn't normally use for drums, but they did for this one.
Oh, so like balsa wood
Similar.
Yes.
or
Heavier than
milkwood.
balsa,
Alright.
but not much.
Okay.
Milkwood?
Okay.
Someone says not firewood.
Poplar. Someone's saying poplar.
Technically, they're all firewood.
I
They're
guess.
all firewood, and actually the one closer to the softwood is closer to firewood, actually.
Interesting.
I like this. All right, so what we're gonna do, Tyson's gonna play, probably just a hit here and there. It's good.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna decide what we think they are. Here's the best part: we're not gonna reveal our answers till next week. We're gonna return to the clip, and we're gonna share our results next week.
Oh, I love that.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do it. So we're guessing. Someone just said, "I don't get it." I think we're doing a good job of explaining.
Fair.
I don't get it either. If that's
All right, so
Guess the brand of the drum.
no,
he's
not
hitting.
the
material.
brand. There's 3 wood types.
If you can get the
Oh!
brand on top of that,
I bet you they're all
awesome.
snares.
He said
though.
there's 4 wood types.
Well, he's giving us 4 to choose from. We have to decide which he's gonna.
I don't get it either, I guess.
So there are 3.
Kyle, you gotta save yourself here.
Herding kittens.
What is the fourth type of wood? You have to tell us.
It's softer.
Softer.
But I don't go to the drums department and say, "Hey, look, I need a softer wood snare."
So we have to guess the
like,
brand of the
They
softest.
do. That's
Okay,
not
let's
untrue.
go. So the first one, Tyson, hit the first.
Drum. Here it comes. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to guess the wood.
Can we
Yes.
hear it without the snare wires on?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, good. Because yeah, you want to pretend.
Oh,
like
that's
that matters
that's
to you.
definitely.
He's a connoisseur.
Well, now I know what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's drum number 2.
Drum number 2. Oh. Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Wires off. Here's drum number 3.
Ooh.
Wow. I really like that sound.
I know. I got it. I got it.
Locked in.
All right. I got it.
Yeah.
It all makes sense
Yeah,
now.
we got
Do we have
it.
to write our name
Folks
on this?
online. Yeah.
That was actually easier than I thought it was going to be.
You have no idea. That was interesting. So my first observations with that are how subtly different they are. There's some good stuff in there. Yeah.
Yes.
You looking at that? Which one was your favorite there,
Log,
Jared?
log cabin
Yeah.
wood.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody's right with that
Yes.
answer.
Log cabin wood. Oh, that just gave it away.
Oh.
That just gave it away. I can't. Can I change my answer?
We don't have that drum anymore, though, do we?
Log cabin.
No, we
whatever.
have one.
Whatever.
We have one. We gave one away.
That's very good.
Hey, Zach Marks is here. He won that. He lost the thing one time because he.
Well, he's
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he's on YouTube.
We made
What's
it
up,
right.
Zach?
You're not going to
I'll
lose
never forget
twice.
that.
Zach's got a very special package coming his way.
Don't go.
Oh,
tend
you
to
sent
your-
him something.
We sure did.
Look at you. You're
Nice.
such a softie, Kyle.
I am. Don't
it
tell
a-
them that. They're all going
Was
to
it
email
a,
me
was
now.
it
Yeah,
a
he said
try
it's
better
soft.
Send
next
it- give him
time?
his- give-
No?
Yeah.
Did you send him a softer wood snare drum?
I did. I did. We softened the blow with a nice mellow wood snare drum.
He said he got the package. So what did
Oh,
you
did
get,
you get
Zach?
it? Zach, why don't you tell him what you got?
Tell us what you got.
Was it better than the actual prize?
Probably.
We were pretty fair to him. I'll
All
just
right.
say that.
Okay.
Okay, how are we
Oh,
going to
wait.
away?
Actually, Zach, I have a better question. Did you get one package or two
He's
packages?
only got one package.
Ah.
Because the other one I
There
just
may
tapped
be
was
another
soft.
package coming, Zach.
Yeah, so the moral is lose.
Yeah.
Then you win
There you
And
go.
complain.
You know what? I have to say the YouTube community has some fantastic taglines for snare drums I'm reading here. Yeah, got some wood? I like that. Oh, here's one. What's up, guys? No, that's not a good one. That's not very good. Okay. Thanks, guys. That's gonna be fun. That was maybe not the best start for this, but it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
I've got some really fun ideas for
I like
that
it.
one.
I do
like
too. I'll talk to you about it afterwards. See me in my office.
Nice.
That's good.
How are
Oh,
we-
yeah,
how-
come on in. Have a seat. Close the door. All right. All right. I want to talk about the Evans DBO
The D-bone?
D-bone.
T-bone.
I'm sorry, Evans. We love you.
They had to think about
Yeah,
that.
right?
Because the B, the O-N-E is all capitalized and the D is small.
D-bone.
Yeah.
Or that'd be debone.
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 So
Debone.
your drums get deboned.
Maybe. I mean,
Oh man.
Hey,
they're never gonna send us
D'Addario
any-
Marketing, are you listening? We got some great ideas for you.
This is like Norm Macdonald and Man Great.
Have you guys listen to Bill Burr?
yeah.
Okay.
He does
Love it.
those like stream of consciousness streams, right?
Yeah, that's-
When his ad reads are my favorite
Oh,
because
so
he's
good.
just terrible at it. He just reads them.
And that's what's funny about it.
It
He
is.
just mocks
Yeah.
it like.
I love the fact that he realized that if he works less hard, he gets funnier. And I want to learn how to
good
do
gig.
that. All right, so I want to talk about these, Brandon. You've not
Yes.
played these before till
I
today.
haven't.
So we're going to get an honest opinion But so what we have today, the entire kit is outfitted with the new DD1 drum heads. They have some really cool features. I think we have a foot cam today. The bass drum pad has a built-in impact patch because that's always an issue. It's hard to see there, but it is there. Oh yeah, you can see it.
Move my
Mesh heads tend to stretch and they tend to wear out quickly in the middle because they just sort of give. So Evans has accounted for that by putting a great impact patch on the bass drum. That's obviously important because you're hitting it at the same spot. The snare drum pad has this, their marketing guys worked overtime, man. The snare pad has the snare sim function. So it sounds like a snare drum without the wires on it.
Oh, nice.
That is
What
cool.
is that? What does that mean?
So-
Like snare sim function.
Yeah, so there's a mesh head and like I think it's like a very thin graded mylar insert underneath that gives that impact sound. My favorite though, I gotta find the words here. This is my favorite. The tom pads and the bass drum pad, you'll notice they have like a tone to them. So most mesh heads are just mesh heads. What they've done is they've put little impact patches in the middle, kind of like a black hole, but there's these little foam pads on the inside. And those are called, this just kills me, kinetic transfer foam.
nice.
Right.
Kinetic
I like it.
transfer.
Yeah, so
foam.
they're there. What they do is they absorb a bit of that
ATF.
impact, but they also give those heads a little bit of tone. So let's hear, Brandon, what these sound like and let us know what you think of them.
Yeah.
Pay attention to you.
Don't pay attention to us. Just keep playing.
We're not here. Just keep playing.
Conversation.
We're just gonna keep talking. We just want to kind of show that I can still tell Dave.
Yeah.
Dave, I don't really like what you're wearing today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shoes are garbage.
Jeez, the garbage. And what's this black mark on my shirt? But I will have to say, even the cymbals, the cymbals don't come with it, right? That cymbal, this pack does. No
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you can talk.
Yeah, you can talk.
Yeah.
Wow,
We were
he's
literally,
fine.
I wasn't yelling. I wasn't yelling.
Are the snare wires on that drum?
They're on, yeah.
Okay, turn them off for a sec. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
On the way.
So it could have been a little more snary with them on.
I like how tight they all sound, but still have a bit of tone.
Yeah.
Kinetic.
I feel like you could record on that. It sounded like a cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, that beautiful tone you're hearing, that's kinetic foam, let me tell you.
Kinetic foam.
That sounds like Harvey Mason's snare drum off of his lesson. Do you remember that?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
almost like the mic was touching his snare drum. How sensitive it
We
was.
love that sound too.
It sounded fine.
Yeah.
It's on a Yamaha Steve Gadd snare, which doesn't sound much different than that with the real head on it.
Come on.
It's a very crisp snare drum.
Yes.
Okay, Brandon, here's my
Yeah.
gripe. Can you close those hi-hats enough?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I couldn't figure that one
I
out
was kind of
either.
curious about that.
Yeah.
Because
interesting.
they're
I don't know
they're
why.
touching, but also the clutch is tight.
It's possible
so-
running a relatively fat clutch.
No, just
That shouldn't be running into it, though.
the fat felts.
Yeah, good.
You need
Oh, you
the
know what it
smaller
is?
felt on top.
The cymbals are not as
They look
they're
really
not as
flat.
cambered, so it's running the cymbal. That's a really big hi hat clutch. It's
Yeah.
running probably into the top of the
Yeah.
nylon on the hi hat stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see to have
Yeah,
the
the
felt.
profile is like
Yeah.
very flat.
Yeah. So I could see that being a problem for a handful of customers for sure. So that's a good thing to know for sure.
Basically-
I didn't talk about the marketing terms for the cymbals yet.
Oh.
So these are made of stainless steel, so they're similar to the Sabian quiet tones, which are very unabashedly steel. They certainly sound like it.
So you can bring him into the shower with you.
But these have
Yes.
these are coated. Yes,
Strainer.
these are coated in nanotechnology. They have a nano coating on them.
No
That's really
way.
small technology,
Very small. So I don't know what that is. They don't explain it,
right?
but it's that. My guess
Yeah.
is, and for anybody out there that works for D'Addario, first of all, I'm sorry about all of this, but I'm going to say that the nanotechnology is being borrowed from their guitar string manufacturing because they use the same technology to coat guitar strings.
Sure.
That's my guess.
Smart.
Nice.
And if I'm wrong, I made that up and it sounds cool. So maybe you could use that.
They are the best sounding low volume cymbals.
I would agree
I've
with
heard.
that.
Yeah.
I prefer these over. I've only tried the L80s, but these like feel better to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stick sound, I find.
Yeah.
So you can really, for practice, you can really hear what you're.
And they're not that super piercing, like,
Yeah.
you know. And the L80s I find are soft feeling. These are, and I think they were purposely trying not to be too bright. I think Savvy went too far. Sorry, guys, I do. They're really bright. The cymbals we had last time were like made of B8 metal. What brand were those? Aegean. And they're cool, but they were trying too much to be a cymbal.
Yeah.
This is exactly kind of that perfect compromise, I find. So, and the
Nice.
black coating is rad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
pretty cool.
So for those watching and you're thinking, oh, these guys must have just gotten paid a bunch of money to promote this, like we did not take any money.
No, we're
to
probably
No.
cutting a check back to them at this
Yeah,
point.
so just so everyone
Exactly.
knows, they've sponsored the show in the way of giving this pack of cymbals away to one of the Drumeo students watching, and that's it.
Yeah.
But we've been working with Evans for like 10-ish years. They were the first company to start to work with us and giving us heads and stuff for all the different artists that we had coming through, because we roll through a lot of drum heads, so that's been
Yeah,
an
we do.
important partnership for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, no money. We're just talking about it. We're giving you our honest feedback. It is-
Sorry, Bobby the Bull in the Drumeo members area says kinetic transfer foam opened for Radiohead in 2006.
Really?
Sorry, that's so funny. Kinetic transfer foam. Good night,
Oh man,
Nice.
that's brilliant.
Bobby. I'm gonna give you these. I just got to do it.
What? You're just doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well,
He worked
congrats.
hard for that.
Congratulations,
Nice.
Bobby.
Bobby the Bull, email me at krad@drumeo.com. You win this fine assortment of kinetic transfer foam. All right, I want to give away a year's membership because we've got so many cool things happening inside Drumeo. This is just literally us taking an hour out of our work week. Jared likes to run 80-hour work weeks here, so
Yeah.
we're able to have a lot of time to work, which is
79
great.
now. 'cause
Yeah.
we have
That's the thing,
department.
you know. It's
You're not
Yeah.
getting paid for this.
no.
That's assumed.
No, never. No, no. Jared totally believes in that whole thing that if you love what you do,
Yeah.
you never work a day in your life. And he
right.
says that's why I don't pay you. So, yeah.
Because you love it, Kyle.
I let you live here. And you can park your vehicle
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
There's like 3 couches in
It's
the other
fair.
room, so-
No, that's totally fair. All right, I want to give away a year's membership to.
Okay, I got my
hopefully they're
timer
here.
out this time.
Okay, that's fair.
What's the time limit?
45 seconds.
45
this time.
seconds.
45
All right.
seconds of dead air.
Well,
It's
no,
a
it'll
long
be dead
time.
air. It'll be the. Do you have?
You're not setting your alarm.
I
Use the
know.
timer.
Look,
All
that's
right.
my time when I wake up.
You actually wake up at 5.
Somebody pick.
5:50.
I see. Brandon, give me a number between 1 and 5.
As soon as you say it, the timer goes on. 45 seconds.
4.
4. Wait, we got to say the name first. Pick the name here. I'm just excited. I'm excited for this.
Sorry, I took too long to say it.
Here we go.
There's a 10-second runoff. It's going to be Greg Tucker.
Greg Tucker.
Greg Tucker on YouTube. If you are out there, you have won a 1 year's membership to Drumeo. You have to
45
pop up
seconds.
in the old chatty chat here. Got to see your name. So Greg Tucker, if you're out there, got to see you pop up. So say hey.
You got
I'm here.
35 seconds.
Zach Marks is congratulating him. Poor Zach had a bit of trouble last time. Right? So, worked out okay for Zach though.
You got 25 seconds. And this time,
I think we lost him.
Uh-oh. We got
Cough.
15 seconds.
Well, I wonder what the delay is on YouTube too. Like that's the other problem.
I hope
right?
it's like 50 or 40. That's
No one yet.
How much?
10
There he
seconds.
is. Right on.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Greg Tucker.
Nice.
So lucky. 7 seconds to spare.
Email me at krad, which is KRAD as in Donald, at drumeo.com. We'll get you set up with a year's membership. You can come and see all the cool things we do.
I think K-Dad also goes to yours.
K-Daddy, I think works. yeah.
K-Daddy also goes to Kyle.
Which, Kyle, did you tell the lovely viewers what we actually do? Or this is what they're going to think
No,
it is?
I completely forgot.
You know, that's the thing we learned at the festival.
That's why you're here.
At the festival, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally a member. I love drumming.
I'm a member on Facebook.
I'm a member on YouTube."
Oh,
I'm like, so that's fine. It's our fault, but so we have this whole other platform. More than 4,000 full note-for-note transcriptions.
5,000.
More than 5,000 note-for-note transcriptions. More than 200. More than 10,000 hours of content from the best drummers in
Yeah,
the world.
2010.
And
300 courses.
bunch of other stuff.
Bunch of other stuff.
And it's only getting better. So, I mean, that's the pitch. Drumeo.com/trial.
Damn.
Well done.
I honestly thought that was going to be way better than that.
Yeah,
but
it was pretty terrible, hey?
It wasn't great.
We got to work on our pitch.
No, we've got lots and lots of stuff happening, and we would love to have you come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Even more than we are right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an app, and the best thing about Drumeo, and this is a hard thing to communicate before you're actually in there, the best part about Drumeo is the students that are there.
Yep.
Community.
100%.
Yeah.
But it's like, I know, I totally understand, like YouTube has a community, Instagram has a community, but I'll tell you right now, those are very different than the people we have over inside of Drumeo.
Yeah.
And it's a very special community that I'm really proud of. So come on over and say hi.
And on that note, before we go, I'm just going to say to our members, we are going to add an extra segment to this going forward, so we have a little more you and us time. So that's coming up next week. We'll talk more about that.
Some more junk in the trunk.
What's that?
No, actually, the members in the Discord, Drumeo Discord, we're very
That's right.
great with their feedback. So appreciate all you.
You guys have feedback for us. We take it. We listen to it.
Yeah.
I know it seems like maybe sometimes we don't read all of it. We definitely do. And we talk about it all the time.
Yes.
Don't we?
Yes.
All right, everybody. Have yourselves a great week. We will see you again next week. Same time, same place here on The Drum Department.